I really do think about school culture all the time, because I think that when students enter a school building, they are shaped by the culture that they enter. And that's not just what adults say, it's not just what posters are on the wall, it's the way adults treat them and treat each other. And so if we hope that students will be courageous and kind and compassionate and respectful and responsible, we need to be modeling those things as adults in the building. That this is not something that we can say one thing and act another. We as adults are the role models for students, and whatever character habits, whatever values that we hope students will pick up and display in their own lives, we need to model those ourselves. From a student experience, every adult in the building matters. So the bus driver matters, the person who greets them at the door matters, the secretaries in the office matter, the assistants, the counselors, the nurses, the custodians, everyone in the building interacts with students. Though if those people are also not modeling the courage, compassion, kindness, respect that we all want to model in a school, it has a profound effect on students. And so I think we should always think of the school culture as the staff culture, not the faculty culture. We should always include full staffs when we work together to become better people as models for that.
They often tackle the mission to just be there for all their students and be there to create a community and a sense of culture for urban. You know, I believe that if you go to any other high school, you just don't get the same feel that urban culture creates, with meaning, with empathy, and seeing just creating their students a whole sense of community and being there for each other, and create, social awareness, and being able to just like I said, it's definitely the staff in Urban Assembly. The staff helps create, the culture that I mentioned. So mainly the staff, the students, it's a mission that we all come together and do. It's not really people separately, it's just we all come together and create that culture together as one. The staff can include the teachers, the staff includes just anybody who helps contribute to urban culture. It's not really a label I can put on anybody, it's just anybody who contributes to urban culture I can contribute them to staff.
With me, I do agree with Ron talking about, besides just teachers being present, other staff members do change the experience that a student has overall. Like, I personally had a very good relationship with our school nurse, and it was nice to see that someone besides my teachers cared about me outside of the classroom. She didn't care about my grades, she didn't care about how much I spoke in class. She was just solely there to make sure that if I had any concerns about myself, if I had any worries or any questions, I was able to go to her as an adult. And that is because she was very inclusive of every student, and she was nice to everyone.
In every building, staff members who bring expertise in culture, in human understanding, in backgrounds, and those might not be the teachers. They might be anyone else in the building that can add to that. And if we have those conversations as a whole staff crew, we can find out people's assets and who can bring those strengths to that culture.
I believe that every part of this child's day is important. And the aha moment I had was in the student success teams. A child is struggling, team assembles, and we sit down and we involve the parent and we come up with a plan. And how, even though I was philosophically aligned, it never really occurred to me to say, maybe this student has a coach or a Playworks supervisor or instructional aide who, is in the back of the classroom sorting things and making small talk with this student and knows them really well. It never occurred to me to look for those adults and include them in the conversation about what might be happening and how we might craft a plan that was holistic and grounded in a holistic understanding of who the child was and what some of the the issues are that we need to support them with in order to, address the concerns. And that's such a small but massive shift. It's an existing structure that's in the vast majority of schools in this country, and it's not doing anything fancy. It's just saying, I have to know who knows this child outside of the academic setting and include them in this structure and really value and center and privilege their wisdom and their ideas to support the child holistically.
Karen, so I think one of the things that Giselle's talking about here is having a common operating picture around the roles that adults should be playing in developing a sense of culture in our schools. And that means the deans, that means the teachers, that means the cafeteria workers. To the extent that we can, we want to create a sense of who we are, how we're modeling who we are, so that young people can see in the staff what are the attributes for solving problems that we want them to develop.
And EL education has a big push on making sure we build what we call a spirit of crew, a spirit of teamwork, of looking out for each other among all staff members of a school. And that's really hard to accomplish, as you say, Karen, time-wise. The high school that Margarita attended is a regular public high school in Portland, Maine. It's not a charter school. It's within the regular school district. But we had to negotiate with the district to make sure that we could get staff members together and have those conversations about the kind of human beings we want to be with our students and how we'll make sure that every student's identity is honored in the school, how we make sure every student feels that he or she or they belong in the school. And that means that we have to have some hard conversations with staff. We have to discuss race. We have to discuss gender identity. We have to discuss sexual orientation, income issues. Because if staff can't talk about those things with each other, how can they help students talk about those things? And so it really is a focus on staff crew in order to create the conditions for good student crew.